She spent 5 years hiding in a closet.
If a person loved you so much, how could they put you through that much pain?
And the wrong man was accused for an immature teenage tantrum.
The fact that I wish I could turn back to this day and change it.
Everyone thought it had been a terrible crime performed by a dangerously deranged man. But this woman crossed all boundaries. Natasha Ryan was a 14-year-old Australian teen and a problematic young delinquent. She skipped school all the time. That would lead to her disappearance.
I didn't want to be at school, I didn't want to be at home, I didn't want to be there.
She always argued with her parents. She would rather spend her days on the streets to consume illegal substances. But no one knew what she was capable of. One day, her mother took her to school. She wanted to make sure she wouldn't skip, so she left her at the school door, where Natasha told her she loved her and promised she would be a better person. These would be her last words. That afternoon, her mother, Jennifer, waited for her at home, thinking of the conversation she had with her daughter. However, the time for her to come home came and went, and was nowhere to be seen. So she called the police for her, and ended up reporting her missing. She disappeared without a trace, and no one knew where she went. An investigation was immediately launched, and ended up embarrassing the police.
It's one of these things that need not have happened.
Authorities went to her school and questioned each one of her friends, and were told she was talking to a foreign young man just before she disappeared. And this man became the prime suspect. But they were very wrong. Mayoha Tokutawa was interrogated, but he swore he didn't know anything about it, and gave out the name of another teen, Scott Black, who seemed to be in a relationship with Natasha. So officers went to his home, but they couldn't find her. He was interrogated and his house was searched, but there was no trace of Ryan. The clues were running out until they heard disturbing news. That sent a chill down the officers' back. They had found the body of a child, 9-year-old Kara Steinhardt, who had suffered from atrocities. It wasn't the first time a victim appeared, and they concluded a criminal was on the loose. That might have taken Natasha's life as well. After an investigation, a man was found. It was Leonard Fraser, who was accused of many terrible things, especially against women in the area. Fraser accepted each one of the charges, but when he was asked about Ryan, he said he didn't know about her. Police didn't believe him and started the process. But the day he was about to be sentenced,
Somebody had been charged with my murder, and that I was incredibly scared to go back home. And that
a strangely familiar voice claimed Natasha was alive and living with the man she loved. Police tried to find out who that man was, and when they reached a conclusion, they went to the home and found her hiding in Scott Black's closet.
that I'd left home, and that I was living with somebody, and that
She had been hiding there for over 5 years just because she wanted to run away from home and follow her heart. And now, she will have to face the consequences.
If a person loved you so much, how could they put you through that much pain?
Natasha was safe and sound, and her family couldn't believe her story. They were absolutely disappointed in her. And her relatives were not the only ones affected. The whole community was in shock.
There's certainly been a massive waste of community resources.
The fact that I wish I could turn back to this day and change it.
Natasha regretted her actions and could soon face charges.
I did not want to go to jail.
Her mother eventually made the decision not to press charges against her. She decided not to torment her daughter further as she has spent years living in a closet. Just because she followed a teenage dream.
But I do deserve it. I do deserve to be severely punished for what I've done.
Natasha doesn't live with her family anymore and is now trying to regain their trust. She will never forget that day. She not only decided to run away from home, but she also tricked a whole community with a made-up crime that never happened.